In 2009, Mariatu's family and a dozen others agreed to lease their land to an agriculture company, 1,015 acres of land. Now, that land had lots of palm trees that the families could harvest and sell in the market. The company agreed to pay 25 US cents per acre per year as rent. Normally, the rent is $5 per acre per year. Now, the reason why the community agreed to the company's proposal was because they wanted a bridge across the river. They wanted the community joined to the big town so they could increase opportunities. And so they agreed to take 25 US cents per acre. The company also told them that we will not pay you compensation for the crops that we're destroying, but we'll plant 2 trees instead of giving you money. So for every tree we cut down, we'll plant 2 trees. The challenge was that when the lease agreement was finally signed, it contained none of these promises. Now, 8 years later, the company is working the land. It has not built the bridge, and it has not planted the trees. And when the communities asked the company, they told them, well, we are bound by what is in the agreement, not what was told to you during the times we came in to get your land. Now, this is the situation that many communities in Sierra Leone face. Since 2007, the government embarked on this process of bringing in companies into Sierra Leone to exploit our mineral resources and our huge agricultural land. They believe that that is the way out of poverty. They believe that that is the route to middle-income status. But for communities, this has not translated into anything positive. It's been broken promises, mass displacement, and pollution of water sources. That is a terrible narrative, and it's something my organization, Namati, wants to change. And the way we're doing it is simple. We train non-lawyers, ordinary people, on law and deploy them in communities to help them understand their land rights and to hold companies accountable for their promises. And when they violate environmental regulations or breach these agreements, our paralegals help communities seek redress. We call these guys advocates on wheels because they mostly ride into these communities which are inaccessible by car. And they help communities understand the law, use the law, and hopefully change the law in their favor. Last year, paralegals helped 90 communities negotiate favorable lease agreements that incorporated safeguards that would ensure that their cultural sites are protected, they have access to common resources, and they are able to push companies to comply with the CSR responsibilities. Now, we track data on every single case that the paralegals work on. And this is so that we're able to improve the quality of the service delivery, but also to carry out policy advocacy, because that is important for us. If you're able to change policy, you could affect a wider section of the country than what you could do on a case-by-case basis. Now, these paralegals are working with these communities now to dismantle this agreement that the company signed and to get a new one in place, one that would safeguard the rights and interests of the communities and put in the promises that they made but have not included in the old agreement. Now, our paralegals are backed up by lawyers. Lawyers do the training, lawyers do the supervision, and they help with advocacy. I'm a lawyer, and I'm responsible for the paralegals in Sierra Leone. And together we are a team. Now, together we're able to reach people in rural areas that have never had access to a lawyer. Many of them have not seen a lawyer in their lifetime. But with the paralegals, we're able to amplify the power of the law in the far reaches of the country. Now, the challenge is we have lots of companies coming in. More communities are at stake. They are on the crosshairs of investment companies. And we need to get to them very fast and quickly. We need to get to them in large numbers. How do we do that? How do we make sure that there is an army of paralegals in the country, covering roughly 6,000 villages that are at risk of land grab? that is my question to this gathering this morning. How do we get access to justice to those communities that are at risk? Thank you so much.